Animated GIFs are a lot of fun. They're really cool because there's all kinds of animated GIFs out there of movies and scenes and whatnot, and people can make their own. But I really like this one right here. This is called gifpal-edu.com. I recommend trying it out because it is a great way to create your own animated GIFs straight from your webcam, or you can even do it with the image icon here where you can select a bunch of images and piece it together so that way you can make your own animated GIF. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I think it is a great tool for students to use to express some creativity in their learning. And so in this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate you can use this like in Google Slides or in Google Docs. You could have students respond in some way, shape, or form, whether it's collaborative or an individual project. You could have students respond in the form of an animated GIF. So what they could do is, for example, here I'm going to have a comic out of Google Slides. So I put in a city background, I put in a minion here, but I want it to be animated. I'm going to use myself on the face of this minion. So that ought to be fun, right? So I'm going to want this minion, or I should say myself, very astonished, excited about being in the city because I'm just a small town guy. So what I'm going to do here is give you a rundown of how to use this tool. So first off, notice over here on the left-hand side, you have some different effects. This gives you some different filters that you can use. So for this one, I'm going to cartoonize because I'm doing a comic. Go ahead and hit close, and now you can see it kind of cartoonizes me a little bit. Some of it, my lighting is a little off, so I apologize for that. Then you need to also know that you can take one picture at a time, or you can also do 48 at a time. And then this interval here determines how much time is between each picture taken. So right now it's at 250 milliseconds, so that is 1/4 of a second. And so if I wanted it to be one picture per second, it would be 1000 milliseconds. Other things that you need to know that I maybe need to cover are there's a clock here that does a 3-second countdown for the first picture. And then you also have this cool onion skin, which is really only super necessary if you're doing one picture at a time, because what the onion skin does is leaves the outline of the previous picture. So if I take a picture and then I start to move, you'll see that I start to have an onion skin around my head, and it's already starting to piece together my picture. Isn't this fun? So I can see where I was previously to give me an idea. This is perfect for stop motion. Okay, so now I have a nice little animated GIF, and I can even speed it up or slow it down. But that's not the picture that I want. I'm going to delete all these frames and start over. Here we go. So I need to be astonished, excited about being in the city. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to hit this button because it's going to do lots of pictures all in a row. Here we go. Okay, anytime it's going to stop. Almost done. 48 pictures, like I said. You don't have to use all the pictures. You can delete them. So I'm going to start hitting this X here to start deleting these just from the end here. And there we go. Looks pretty good. They give you a little preview here. You can go back and you can see if you use the scrubber from picture from start to finish. So if there's any you need to remove, you can hit those X's. And then you can also edit each picture using the pencil. It gives you some drawing features and whatnot. Now, once I am done, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit make GIF, although I don't know if I want it faster or not. Let's see if I can make it a little faster here. Oh, that's slower. Sorry, wrong direction. Nope, I added seconds to it. So this is faster. So I made it a little faster by switching it to 50. I can move it slower, but I think I'll keep it at 75. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to hit make GIF. It's going to process it. Okay, once your file is done, then what you have to do is just hit download GIF. It goes into your downloads folder, and you can title it And I'm just going to hit enter to save it. And then I'm going to go to my Google Slides presentation here. And I'm going to hit insert image. I'm going to hit upload here and choose an image to upload. And I'm going to go ahead and select my picture. I'll just double click on it, pops it in and uploads it. And now I have this picture of my astonished look at the city that I'm looking at. Now, this doesn't work very well. I'm covering up my picture. So since this is not actually a video, it's an animated picture, what I need to do is I can actually crop this. I'm going to use the mask feature instead of using the crop. I'll use the mask and choose to do a circle for my head. And I'm going to double click on it to actually crop it. So I can pull it in by grabbing those black lines, and that actually crops it. Just remember I double click on it to crop. I'm going to bring it around my head here. Whoops, I hit the blue line there. I'll hit Control Z to undo that. If you hit the blue line or the blue dot, then it will shrink your picture or enlarge it depending on which direction you pull. Okay, I'm going to hit enter to stop the cropping. Actually, I'm going to bring that up a little bit from the bottom. And then I'm going to also resize my head here so that way it fits on the minion's body a little better. Okay, so there we go. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Now we need to make it comic-y, so I need to actually insert call out. I'm going to choose a call out here. And I'm going to pull the speech bubble over closer to my mouth. I'm going to say, wow, this is amazing. I'm going to also resize my text, so I need to highlight the text, and I'm going to make it larger. I'm also going to center it so it fits in the box like so. And I'm also going to change my font I like to use for comics, Bangers. And then I can also change the line thickness here and make it look more like a comic strip bubble. If I wanted to make it so that way it's not line, I could also do it that it's dash or dot. Very fun stuff, huh? Okay, now, well, let's say I want to do a little more dialogue. Use a oval shape here. And I can go ahead and start typing in here. And instead of making everything exactly the same as it is over here, one way I can handle this problem is by clicking on this speech bubble once. I'm going to use this paint roller over here, go over to my destination, click on it, and it'll change the entire box to match. And it did just that. Now, something that's fun is that I can also change this so that way it's yellow in the middle, and then I could change the line color so that way it's red. That's kind of fun. And I'm going to go ahead and make this box also with solid line instead of dashes. And that's a fun little project that you could do. You could have students create all kinds of different comics, expressing feeling, expressing what's happening. And instead of just being a standstill type of comic, you can actually have some animation in there. Kind of fun to do, huh? Here are some other ideas. Something else you can do is you could also have students do this with vocabulary to share or to act out a word. So the word here was astounded. The man was astounded by how rude the waitress was when taking their order. So I even added a little extra picture in there. But I could edit this however I wanted to. I could actually impose my head in a restaurant and make it look like I'm actually looking at the waitress. But I didn't take the time to do that in this case. Another way you could use it is to maybe express feelings that happen in a book. So here I did Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and I'm trying to express that one minute he's mad at Sirius Black, and the other minute, all of a sudden, he realizes who Sirius Black was and that he was actually innocent, and so then he cares for the guy. And then you can also do some fun things where you can do reverse images and do the impossible. So here I have my phone flying right out of my shirt, and it was actually super easy to do because all I had to do was do the animation, and then all you have to do is reverse it. And when you hit reverse frames, you instantly have a backwards version of your recording. Okay, so that is gifpal-edu.com. I recommend trying it out. It's a lot of fun to toy around with, and you can do some really creative stuff all within your existing Google products.